Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Leader of the Government, Minister for Resources, Energy, Utilities and Arts in his own capacity and as Leader of the Government. Minister, I refer to my question earlier in question time today and ask, did your government conduct any modelling using the 7% discount rate? And if so, did this deliver a benefit-cost ratio of less than 1 for the Parramatta Museum move to... the Powerhouse Museum moved to Parramatta?
I thank the Honourable Adam Searle for his further question on the same matter, which is related and will involve not only seeking advice from my officials, but possibly also seeking advice from the officials of at least 2 other ministers. So I will take his question on notice. Take his question on notice in that respect. But he raises the issue of the BCR, and the BCR is a good one. It's 1.02, it's positive, it shows that the benefits of the project exceed the cost of the project. And that's a great outcome for a piece of cultural infrastructure. Let me tell you, if every piece of cultural infrastructure in regional New South Wales...
I call the Honourable Linda Volz to order for the first time. I call the Honourable John Graham to order for the first time.
In regional or metropolitan New South Wales had to have a BCR of greater than 1 to proceed, there would be a lot of cultural infrastructure projects that don't proceed. But the fact that this Powerhouse Museum relocation to Parramatta is above 1.0 is a great outcome, and it just speaks to the value of the project, not only to the people of Western Sydney but to the entire state. It's a great project. Having a cultural precinct on the riverbank at Parramatta is also a great outcome for central Parramatta as well, for the centre of the river city, the central of the 3 cities that the Greater Sydney Commission is planning in Sydney. The transformation of the riverbank with, first of all, the new museum, the art bridge connecting the new museum across the river to the
I call the Honourable John Graham to order for the second time.
To the redesigned and the redeveloped riverside theatres is going to be a tremendous uplift to central Parramatta, and that's fantastic as well. It's a great proposal. It's going to help activate that entire proposal and makes central Parramatta a fantastic place.
I call the Honourable Greg Donnelly to order for the first time. I remind the Minister that responding to interjections...
Mr President, the business case summary is a document well worth reading, and it is absolutely more than the previous Labor government ever did. Absolutely.
I call the Honourable Greg Donnelly to order for the second time.
And it goes through in some detail it goes through in some detail the essential elements of this project. The essential elements of this project which people want to know. It tells us about the strategic context, which is the background. It tells us about, as it describes, the problem description, something that the opposition likes to keep glossing over. It now, it would seem, has a policy of keeping the Powerhouse Museum at Ultimo, but we've heard nothing from them about what they propose to do with the museum at Ultimo. Are they proposing not to do anything with Ultimo to bring it up and make it fit for purpose and make it to be in the condition that it needs to be to fulfil its charter in the 21st century? We haven't heard that yet, but we do know that it's going to cost $524 million.
The Minister's time has expired.
Mr. President.